Africa has over the years been known for its true authentic gospel music and musicians, the likes of Sinach, Victoria, Sonny, Nathaniel Bassey, among others. Following hits like Waymaker, Baba, Sets My Heart on Fire by Victoria Renzi, songs that took the whole world by storm, even dominating charts. And it was like that until the recent rise of a new generation of gospel musicians, where the true authentic gospel music that was once sung took a different turn for the worse, taking all forms of mutations, beginning with the worldliness of music ministers in the church.
No music minister in Nigeria has survived consistently in the music ministry for more than 12 years. The voice will rage when it's coming, but it doesn't last up to 12 years.
Now, this type of worldliness in the church had a straight up start where gospel musicians turned from making their own inspired by the Holy Spirit songs to remixing worldly songs with worldly beats to the extent of collaborating with them, an example being Thompson, who found no other person to collaborate with on his Billboard charting song but Ghana, the guy who sang
Young, I don't want it, they working my nerves. I'm about to pour some syrup. Fucking this bitch like a perv.
And a closer look at this would take gospel fans on a journey to Ghana's music and in the end become fans themselves, which I would say is more advantageous to Ghana than the gospel genre, since many people in advance will listen to people or artists they never intended to. An ending with him would have been good, but we had our sisters and brothers in the choir also remix worldly songs to our brother Sami in Ghana, who remixed Black Sherif's song, with Sonny Bado also wanting to chill with the big boys.
So poverty, say poverty, say. Tell sickness, tell sickness. They can't see me, oh. They can't see me. Tell barrenness, tell accident.
Following this, we have this new celebrity lifestyle that offended gospel musicians, as Theophilous Sunday will make a claim of.
I'm sorry to say this. You have not noticed that many of our ministers, they are behaving like celebrities. Yes, you travel somewhere, you will snap and put away. You snap yourself in aeroplane, snap yourself in hotel. You think you're a tourist? You are not a tourist. You are a missionary. You don't know what you are doing. You think that is breakthrough. If you know what it means to represent Elohim, you'll be afraid.
Now, with what Theophilous just said, a deep dive could clearly pinpoint ministers with the likes of Moses Bliss, Frank Edwards, among others, portraying these luxurious lifestyles more than their songs and videos that seem more worldly than portraying the gospel of Christ, painting this picture of gospel music being an escape of hardships rather than worship, leading us to the last and final one, the charging of money and the record label controversy.
Where people came to church and they sang out of devotion. And because they were priests and known as priesthood of the house of God, they were honored as priests. In our generation, it has become a record label. Who brought that word, record label? Where did we learn it from? To institutionalize a gifting, something received free of charge, to create an administration around it. An administration aimed at what? Profit.
Just a few months ago, charging for ministration at programs became a controversy in the church, with some men of God claiming that if gospel musicians must be paid, pastors must too, prompting a statement by Pastor Chris, who claimed,
You have a gift for singing. You are either going to use it in the house of God to serve God, or you're going to use it for yourself, to sell your personal agenda. That is dead now in the house of God. It's not supposed to continue. If you want to serve God, use your ability in the house of God. Use it for God's purpose, not to market yourself. To use the gospel for your personal agenda is a sin. You cannot use the gospel to make a career. It's wrong.
But then with all of this, we have Frank Edwards, Moses Bliss, Sinach, among others, charge money for ministrations, further forming their own record label, giving institutions to the giftings of God, as a preacher claims. Bringing us to what gospel music and musicians have become nowadays, a situation of mutation, boasting, celebrity lifestyle, remixing and featuring of worldly artists, something which is gradually being adopted into the church. And I'll gladly warn and say that a decade from now, there won't be any difference between worldly and gospel music unless we still have men and women like Victoria Orenze and Theophilous who still prioritize God's worship above worldly things and fame.